Hey, you guys, welcome back to the show. I'm very excited because this is called the Quarantine Checkup. Yes, this is a solo episode where it is just me. I'm going to let you guys know what I've been up to, how I've been staying sane during this crazy time in our world. Also, let you guys know what is coming up on the Hollywood Finesse. So I am super excited. But as you know, the first things first, we must do our positive quote, and it reads, "Success in life isn't only for the gifted or the privileged or those with a high IQ. Success is totally dependent on three things: persistence, determination, and having a positive mindset." Now, that is by Dennis Waitley. I think that is very important that we have a positive mindset during this time, especially because of the fact that things are not normal. We are not waking up, going to our jobs. We are not, doing our day-to-day routine. Everything literally has been on pause. And I know for many people that is very tough, especially at the beginning. It seems like we're kind of like in this almost a month in, and we are still figuring out what life is going to be like. Like, is this going to be our new normal? And I know that is crazy. So for me, when all of this actually happened, I am a nanny, so I still work. Yes, when the entire city went on lockdown, the family that I worked for, it was as if it did not pertain to them. So the lockdown seemed like it was for everybody except for me. And the crazy thing is that I was kind of like, why do I still have to work? I don't understand. I want to be off like everybody else. I want to be able to sleep in. I want to be able to just stay at home and be creative. But that just was not my ministry. I still had to get up and go to work. And, I was talking to friends and family, checking on everybody, and they're asking me like, "Oh, so what you doing, with your free time?" I'm like, I am not free. I still have to go to work. Like, it still kind of was irritating when anybody even asked, because they always followed up with that question. So, why are you still working? And the only answer I can give was, I don't know. I don't know why I'm still working. And even in that, I had to change my mindset, just like the quote I had mentioned about my perspective in it. And I know there's millions of people that are out of work, not working. Their income has completely stopped. And so I definitely had to change the way that I thought about my situation, because I was still going to work, which meant I was still, being able to have that same income come in when there was millions of people that were laid off. And so, with that, definitely had to, get into, tap into my spirit and what is true and what is honest. And that is, I'm very blessed. I am taken care of. I am covered, and I am doing well, and I am healthy. And that's what matters the most. And so, that's kind of where I've been, still going to work. But even in that, I know there is so many people that are trying to find ways to be creative. Being an artist, and Hollywood is on lock. There's nothing going on. People are still getting auditions. My boyfriend actually is still getting auditions, so that's still kind of cool. But you just don't know when the production is actually going to happen. And so, at first I was like, well, I have all of this downtime. In reality, I really didn't, because, I was still going to work. But when I would come home, I was like, I want to be productive. I don't want to, use this time where everything is on lockdown and I'm just sitting at home binge watching TV. Now, let me tell y'all the shows I've binge watching. Money Heist has been one of them. Home Before Dark. That's a show my friend is on, Aziza Scott. Shout out to Zizi. Congratulations. That show is on Apple TV. Watch the entire season of a show on FX called The Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker. He killed it. And, those shows are really good. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm watching? Can't think of anything at the moment, but the fact that I was binge watching all those shows, that wasn't going to be everything that I did. I wasn't going to just sit on the couch and watch TV all day long, because that could get boring. So I fell into the TikTok rabbit hole. You hear me? But the thing about TikTok is that it is actually a great space for creatives, at least I think. The reason being is there are so many ways to edit the videos that everything that you need is right there in the app. You don't really have to go and do all these other things. You can get inspiration from other people's videos. It's definitely a science. For those of you who are at home, you can literally post 3 times a day. Like, you have the time to do that. You can, make up your own content. You can definitely use sounds, use inspiration, like I said, from other people who have already posted videos using a particular sound. But as far as like being able to grow on TikTok, it seems like, I would say, that it's very simple. But with anything, in simplicity is also consistency. Like, you have to be consistently posting, consistently creating something. And for me, it's like, hand clap to all of you content creators. Like, for real, I literally see the employment in it. I see how this is a job. At first I was like, why are people spending all of their time doing things like this? And now that you are, on halt or on hold from everything else in the world, and all you have is your creative mind, you want to be able to have an outlet to express that. And so being on TikTok, for me, it brings me joy because I have an opportunity to actually create. I have an opportunity to have a place where, I can just be silly if I want to. If I want to do voiceovers, I can. If I want to act out a scene, I can. Like, I just think that it's a great place for creatives to be able to have an outlet to just, do something that's fun, do something that'll make you laugh. There is like a million dances to learn. Hello. Like, all these kids got these little and the clap and it's just so much. It's just so much. But I've been having a really good time. I really have. And I know being able to be productive is very important, but also using this time to actually rest, actually just chill out. It's okay to not do anything, because I know a lot of people probably haven't even had the time to just do nothing. And, I feel like God is like, everybody sit your little tails down. Everybody sit down. And I think, within this time, being able to just be on pause, you have a chance to actually self-reflect. And I know that could be scary for a lot of people, just reflecting on, who you are when you don't have all these things. Who are you when you don't have the clothes? Who are you when you're not going on an audition? Who are you when you're just sitting maybe alone by yourself because you may not be in a relationship, when you're not with your friends? Like, are you okay with just sitting down and being okay with being by yourself? And I know that could be scary for a lot of people who really don't spend that much time with themselves, and that they use the fact that they get a chance to be around their friends, they get to go to events, they get to party, they get to drink and do all of these things. That was kind of like the mask that was over the reality of, maybe it was some things internally that I did not want to deal with, but now people have to actually face those things head on. And what I would say when it comes to just dealing with self and figuring yourself out, because this is the perfect opportunity, because you're not distracted by anything. You have an opportunity to get better. You have an opportunity to maybe pray more, to get in your word more. I know that is definitely what I needed to do even a lot more of, is just be more in my word and have a better understanding and building up my faith, because, there's no FOMO, because you're not missing out on nothing. Everybody is just sitting on their couch. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's out. Nobody's doing anything. You're not missing the event. You're not missing anything that's going on. Excuse me for my loud neighbors. I can't. But yeah, you have an opportunity to really just self-reflect. Write out those things that maybe you want, areas you want to grow in, where you want to change, where you want to get better at, how you can be more productive, and just being able to love yourself right where you are. Because at the end of the day, if you never had any of those things, if you never had the car, the job, the house, the friends, the, career, would you be okay with you? At the end of the day, like, do you love yourself enough to not use those things as mask or as a layer of really just pushing down the authentic you? And I think this time is very valuable for all of us to really just take a hard look in the mirror and get real with ourselves and come out of this on the other side better. You know what I mean? Like just better. One of those things that I'm working on right now is revamping the podcast. Yes, revamping the podcast. You know, I did like 28 episodes. Like, what? 28 episodes. Like, that is super exciting because last year I wasn't even doing this. Like, I started last year, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, this is something new for me. And, you know, looking back, very, very proud of myself, very proud of just the fact that I'm continuing to learn, continuing to grow, continuing to get better, you know, when it comes to editing, when it comes to just the production of the podcast in general. One of the things that I definitely want to do, because, you know, the previous episodes, a lot of them were, you know, about the story, about the journey of the artist, which is still important to me, being able to share people's stories who may never get heard. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it was their first time on the podcast, and that was very, you know, heartwarming to know that this platform is not for me, it's for us. You know what I mean? For all of us who are creating, all of us who have a dream that we're going after. This podcast, the Hollywood Finesse, is for you. It's for you. And what I want to do with the podcast is just elevate it. I want it to be better. I'm changing up the artwork. I'm getting clear on the message that I want to share with the world. You know what I mean? And it's really just being able to understand the business side of Hollywood. There's so much on this journey that you will learn. You will always be learning, always growing. I just want the Hollywood Finesse to be a space where you can listen to an episode, you can get inspired, you can get motivated, but you can also learn something that you may have not known before, or something that you do know, but you're being able to elevate the knowledge just by listening. And I want to be able to have financial advisors on the podcast. I want people to talk about contracts, what it means to, you know, be an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, we're all entrepreneurs. We may not think that we are, but we are, because you are your own brand. I want to have somebody on the podcast to talk about branding, to talk about personal branding, how we can, you know, use our funds and our money to be able to invest in other things, how we can grow and have a empire at the end of the day. Because you want the money, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Like, money is not the thing that we should be after. It's really us being able to, you know, put out into the world something that we're going to be proud of, and also be walking in our purpose and in our destiny. And with that, having this podcast, I know that I got a huge vision. Like, you know, the vision is big when you can't even figure out how it's going to all work out. That is bigger than you, that, you know, it includes so many people. I'm just excited to have I would say the responsibility to be able to bring this into the world. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. Like, the podcast is only going to get better, you guys. And I feel like during this time is where you get the work done. During this time, you can get the work done. During this time, whether that work is internal work, whether that is, you know, the mindset work, the personal growth work, learning something new. Y'all, I began to take a class on journalism. Because, you know, along with me being a host and hosting this podcast and, you know, looking to host other things like events and being a moderator, you know, and I want to be able to be better in my writing, you know what I mean? And so I took a free online journalism class. Like, you guys, we should come out of this pandemic better, more, you know, more knowledgeable, be able to have a new skill, you know what I mean, that you can put into work for yourself and for others. I just think that if we just change our perspective on how we look at this situation and count it all joy, you know, be able to count the blessings, just to be able to spend more time with your family, more time with checking in on people. Like, it's so many people that I probably don't even call on a daily basis that I'm always thinking about now that everything else is on pause. You know what I mean? And, you know, taking the time to be more healthy. There's so many things that you can find online as far as like classes are concerned. There should not be a reason why you don't have a new skill. That's just what I think. You know what I mean? But whatever it is for you, whatever you feel like God is putting on your heart to do, whether that's rest, whether that is, be more in his word, whether that is learning something else, whether that's being more productive, writing those things out, that book that maybe he placed on your heart, you got the time. You know what I mean? I feel like right now, everyone has the time, and time is not an excuse, because time is the one thing that we can't get back. So I think if we just change our perspective on how we look at this thing and really, count our blessings and count it our joy, and being able to pray for one another, being able to put out, positive energy into the world, and just praying for our leaders, because that's important. Just knowing that at the end of this thing, when it's all said and done, we are going to be better. Everything around us is going to be better because we started working on the inside out. And so that's all I have to share. I really am interested in knowing what you guys have been up to. So leave me a comment, go onto the website and share, what it is that you've been up to. I definitely want to hear from you guys. Follow on social media, of course. Follow my personal page at Falecia Dunn. Drop me a comment, just definitely just putting out that positive energy, being happy, just knowing that we are blessed and that this too shall pass. This is my first live podcast, and so I'm excited to have been able to share this with you guys, and I look forward to just being able to share with you guys more cool, incredible content. And just be here. If you need me, hit me up, and talk to you guys later. Bye.